Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stunk back for another OPTC video, and in today's video I am a huge spoon, straight up. For those of you guys who have already seen my latest video on the treasure map prep, big ups to you guys, huge shout outs. But to those of you guys that did mention in the comments that I should have been using the new feature, so if you guys don't know, or if you guys were just missed over it when the new update came out, we have this new feature, which is the treasure map crew feature. And if you actually click on this, it actually takes you to its own crew building that shows you all the boosters, shows you all your points and everything like that. It also has a reserve team, which is quite nice. So I'm going to go back through these teams, and we're going to talk about some different options that you guys can use taking a look at this new feature. So for those of you that missed the original video, the Nami and Sanji are very, very good. They're a free spirit fighter that reduces special bind by 5 turns, completely removes stun, and doubles fighter and free spirit's slot effects for 1 turn, and they become Nami and Sanji for 2 turns. They are a 4 times captain when they are joined, recovery by 1.2 times, and reduce crew special reverse by 2 turns. They have a crewmate ability there where they remove special bind by 5 turns on themselves, which is excellent, very, very good. And they have some very good limit breaks too. As for Nami, their switch ability 2 changes unfavorable slots to characters' own types, which is very, very good for free spirit and fighters. Nami is going to be a 3 times captain to fighters and free spirits, where Sanji is going to be a 3.25 times captain for fighter and free spirits. Unfortunately, they don't have HP buffs, but it is what it is. So let's check out this new feature. Let's hop over to the treasure map cruise and let's talk about what everyone does. So I'm going to start it the same way that I started my last video. We're going to take a look at Luffy first. So Luffy is a Psi unit, and if we click on this quest guide here, it actually tells us what recommended characters are very, very good for taking him down and what he does. So the preemptive on turn 1 is going to reduce Dex and Psi characters special charge by 10 turns. Very, very handy. On stage 2, when we come up against Sabo, we get a full board of empty slots. We get 5 turns of paralysis on our crewmates, remove special effects for 5 turns, and delay immunity. So to get around that, what we have done on this particular team is we have Buggy. So this Buggy is a free-to-play Kazuna unit. He is going to reduce the paralysis and give us a full board of orbs, as our captain is free spirit. And then for the final part of the fight, when we come up against Luffy, he gives us a full board of block orbs. He does 90% attack down for 5 turns, chain multiply growth rate to 0.1 for 5 turns, special reverses crewmates for 1 turn, and has delay immunity. So with Boa as our captain, we can use her super typing to give us a full board of orbs to the block orbs, get a 2.5 times attack boost to our Psi units, and get the cooldown as well, which is very, very good. We then have Robin on this particular team, who I actually need to replace. So I'm going to take Robin off, and I'm actually going to be putting on, where is our girl, Viola. So Viola is going to be our orb booster. So Viola is a 2-turn orb boost. She does remove attack down too for 7 turns, which is really, really good. So you can actually use her on the final stage to remove the attack down as well. But I'll be using her on stage 2 against Sabo to carry the orbs effect into the final stage. We are going to be using a friend Vivi as well, so we can use the Vivi special after the Viola special to get the color affinity, and then we can use her special again on the final stage, as we have 2, to give us the color affinity for free spirits there. And then finally, oh my gosh, I did this again. Finally, we have Perona. Perona is going to set greatly lower the defense, as well as give us the attack down removal. She's also a conditional booster for defense down, as Luffy's only immune to delay. And then with the support of V1 Zoro, we can actually get a 2.5 times chain lock. So as they kind of state here, if you guys don't have Boa, another really good option is to use this lore, V3 lore. If you have him, he's also boosted. Other options that you guys can bring as well to remove stuff like the chain coefficient and stuff like that, if we go over here to our boosted effects, you can use characters like, where is the Sabo? There is a Sabo, this Sabo, Rare Recruit Sabo. He reduces free spirit and striker characters special by 1 turn, and he has the ability to be immune to the special reverse. You could always bring a friend Boa, but bringing a friend Alvita works very, very well as well. Other ways to get around the attack down is this guy here, Edward Weevil. He's very, very good at removing the attack down as well as giving an attack buff, so that's another option. And then you can bring someone else as your leader, like the free-to-play Luffy. Where is he? The treasure map Luffy. This guy right here. You could use him as your leader as well. He's excellent. He also removes attack down by 4 turns. And he will change recovery and T&D. He's also will be your orb booster for their team. So the team that I have here has a lot of points. A 12.202 multiplier before we use the friend VV. So this will go up to like 24, and then with the bird it'll go up to like 35 or something stupid like that. So it'll work very, very well for a very long time. So the next fight we have is against Choppermon. So Choppermon is just an absolute cheese mode. This Big Mom is going to be absolutely phenomenal, as she can basically just wipe with her special. She can just kill Chopper, as Chopper doesn't have too much HP. So Chopper does give you recovery and T&D orbs unfavorable when you get to the final stage. They do recommend bringing this Luffy, as he obviously changes them to matching. You could easily do that, but if you guys farmed up this Big Mom, she's just going to basically wipe him for a very, very long time. Other units we have on this team are literally just all 1.35 times boosters. You guys can make up that team as long as you're using Big Mom as your captain, or bringing a friend Big Mom on the team. Putting your Big Mom on the team, or bringing your friend Big Mom. It'll work very, very well. Chopper's just an absolute cheese fight. Big Mom's actually a really good captain too, especially for Psy type. She's a 3.5 times captain, so it'll work really, really well. You have a lot of buffs here as well if you do need to actually start doing damage as well. Onto Frankosuke now. I am using an Odin team, and the big reason I'm just using Odin is because he's a 1.35 times booster. But basically, on the Frankie stage, he is going to slot change our middle row to T&Ds. And then he slot changes our top and bottom to empty. He's going to bind our middle row for 5 turns and has delay immunity. So they do recommend bringing Big Mom here. Big reason for that is because she can actually remove the bind that gets inflicted. So with this particular team, to remove the bind, I'm actually using the free-to-play Shanks. This Shanks removes 4 turns of bind. He's excellent, very, very good. But you could also use him on another team, like the Luffy fight, to get the cooldown as well if you don't have Boa, as he has that same ability as the Sabo. He's free to play too, and then you could also bring like a support on this Luffy here, like Halloween Ace, to remove the bind. That'll get rid of it nice and easily. But with this team, I'm just going to use Shanks. I'm basically just bringing Odin, as he's a high point booster, but any sort of rainbow booster will work well. Any Psy captain will be great as well. The PvP Whitebeard and the Reiju are replaceable with any unit you like. I've literally got them on here as 1.35 times boosters, just so we can get that point multiplier up to around 3.54. With the support on this team too, the only thing I would recommend is, if you aren't using Halloween Ace for this team, is bringing someone that can give Luffy a Psy Orb. Because Luffy changes adjacent orbs, he can give our Shanks and our Odin an orb. And then what we can actually do is use the Odin special to get Wano orbs. Because we have a Whitebeard on our crew as well, we can actually get the super typing of Odin. So that way we can... Oh gosh, what's going on? Oh gosh, what's going on? Odin. Because we have the super typing effect from Whitebeard, Odin can actually proc his super typing, which can give him more damage and give himself a Wano orb as well. So it's going to be working very, very well. Just with the damage that you get from Luffy, Shanks, and Odin, it's going to do a lot. So shouldn't have any issues with this one here. As I mentioned, if you sort of have that combination of Shanks and Luffy, you could bring even like V3 Law as your leader if you're not using him for the other fight. Or as your captain, who else could possibly be very, very good? You could use characters like Sugar could work well here with her bear mechanic. As I mentioned, you could use V3 Law. There's a lot of good quick boosters that you could use here as well. And there's a lot of really good free-to-play Psy units that could work very, very well against this fight as well. Basically, all you need to do is remove the bind. This Komurasaki removes bind as well. She could also be an option for you guys as well. On to the next team now. We come up against Bonekichi Brook. Bonekichi Brook is going to make our slots unfavorable. Special binds us for 3 turns, locks our chain multiplier at 1.1 for 5 turns, and has a barrier of good for 4 turns. For 4 hits for 2 turns. So with this particular team, as you can see here, Anil, the Rumble Anil is very, very good. But we're just going to be basically running a Roger team, building it up with Psy units, so we can just easily take out Brook. If you have this Anil, chuck this Anil on the team, as he is going to remove the chain lock multiplier for 5 turns, and then you just need some way to get around the special blind. So what I'm using on this team is Rebecca. This Rebecca has the 7 turns of special bind removal on herself. And then we'll do 7 turns for your crew. So she's really, really good for this particular fight. She also reduces the barriers by 1 turn. So I mean, like, you could always just stall and get around that. But you could also use the actual Nami and Sanji that is available from this treasure map. So once you get them maxed out, you can chuck them on the team. They are a 1.35 times booster. They remove special bind themselves for 5 turns, and then you can use their specials to remove it on the rest of the crew. Rayleigh's just here to proc the super typing for Roger, and then Alvida's just our color affinity booster. You can replace Alvida basically with any other, like, orb booster or anything like that. That'll work quite well. Roger's going to be an absolute machine for this particular fight. I would bring a friend if you don't have him yourself, and then just replace him as a leader with a rainbow captain, I guess. On to the final mini-boss, we come up against Zorojuro. Now, Zorojuro is a Psy unit, but he actually changes to a quick unit. So, the recommended characters for this are 6+ Jinbei and Orochi. Orochi is an absolute god for this. Zorojuro gives you 8 turns of crewmate paralysis and does end of turn damage, which is 30% HP cut every turn. He does 1,000,000 healing at the end of turn as well. So, Orochi is actually an absolute goat for this, as Orochi removes all those buffs. He does the 8 turns of paralysis, he removes the end of turn damage, and he's an attack booster for Driven, Cerebral, and Powerhouse units. With this particular team, I'll probably be using Jinbei's special first. That way we can just get a bigger attack booster for the entire crew. And the rest of the crew is literally just built up of high point boosters. Cat Viper's here just purely because he's a 1.35. Buggy's here because he's a 1.35. But this Whitebeard I will replace with the Nami and the Sanji when I do get them within the treasure map. But he's just going to be here for the early stages. He also removes blind as well, so he's really, really good if you want to chuck him over on this particular team here against Frankosuke. If you don't have PvP Whitebeard, you can use him on this team. That way you can trigger the super typing of Odin that way. This team should be fine. It's got a lot of points as well, as you guys can see. All of these teams are like 4.48, 3.54. Like, there's just so much points going on with these particular teams. The final fight against Nami and Sanji. Battle 3, we are going to come up against Nami. She gives us unfavorable slots and locks them. Then Sanji on stage 4 is going to do the Rainbow Shield for 5 turns. And then on Battle 5, against the two of them together, we get blinded on our top row. Defense up. They do a defense up by times 1,000, which is pretty high. And they have delay immunity. So with this particular team that I'll be rocking, we are using Boa as our captain. Boa's going to be our attack booster. She's going to get through those orbs very, very nicely. And she's the highest point booster in terms of legends for this. We will be running a friend Vivi, as Vivi is a much higher point booster as well. And with Vivi's special, she can actually remove damage reduction by 5 turns. So she's going to be really, really good on stage 4 against Sanji, so we can carry the color affinity into the next stage as well. So if you can bring a friend Vivi, she's going to be absolutely amazing for this fight. And then when you get into the last stage, I've actually got the support of Neko on Dogstorm, as Neko removed 2 turns of bind, and because of sockets we can already reduce 3 turns. So having him on Dogstorm is going to work really, really well. But you could always run that Whitebeard that I sort of just showed off in the last team, the free-to-play one that came out with the event, wherever he is. Why can't I find him? This guy here, he's going to remove blind as well. He's very, very good. He also removes defense up by 4 turns, so you could always use the Mero ability of Boa, remove the blind, remove 4 turns of the defense up, and then stall out a turn to get rid of the last turn. That could work very, very well for you guys as well. But basically we also have Perona on this team as well, as Perona is going to remove or set the defense to 80%, I think she reduces, and then gives you the conditional boost, as our captain is a free spirit. But on this team as well, you can use Robin. Robin's very, very good at removing damage reduction and defense up, so depending on which one you need, you could use her on stage 4 or you could use her on stage 5. I'll probably be using her on stage 5, as that way we can get around the defense up that way, depending on how big of a defense up it is. I'm not sure if Perona will be able to get around it, but with Perona again, we are using the Mihawk support for a 2.5 times chain lock for 2 turns. So there were the teams, and that's the new setup. I honestly, I love this update so much. It is so damn handy, and I hope it's going to be helping you guys out moving forward with your treasure maps. The fact that you don't have to use your actual crew is just so damn good. So thank you to all those guys that put the comments down there. I'm sorry that it's a double video, but I had to just get this one out with the new setup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you did, make sure to belt that like button. If you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lights!